A CBC special presentation.
Good companions stick together. Sunny skies or stormy weather. Birdies of uncommon feather, come what may. Even when the raindrops tumble, good companions never grumble. Them's the breaks, as Willie Shakespeare used to say.
A local boy.
Local? Stratford. Thanks to electronic magic, traveling hand in hand. We can go from BC right to Newfoundland in a one-night stand. Good companions, all we're after is to bring you lots of laughter, shaking every single rafter as we play. For we're the good companions and we're on our way. Now that song, Good Companions, pretty well sums up what Wayne and Shuster were all about. Two good friends who toured the country electronically, trying to bring some innocent merriment to their fellow Canadians. Now, as you may have guessed, this show is dedicated to Johnny Wayne. You know, if you're going to have a partner, it really pays to have a funny one. And Johnny had that rare, natural talent to make people laugh. One critic called him a fervent leprechaun. Another described his style as misleading exuberance. But whatever his magic was, his timing and his versatility all added up to a unique comic spirit that I believe will always be remembered. And so tonight, Johnny and I are going to travel 50 years in 90 minutes. I think it's going to be a pleasant trip, but I must warn you, we will be stopping for laughs. Hope you enjoy it.
The Canadian Broadcasting Corporation affectionately presents Johnny Wayne and Frank Shuster in a 50-year memoir, The Wayne and Shuster Years.
Now, this show is a retrospective, a compilation of the work that Johnny and I did from 1941 to 1990. As someone in the makeup department once said, we went from pancake to special effects. But young or old, we loved every minute of it. Now, this is one of our writers, William Shakespeare. We liked him because he was inexpensive. Anyway, Shakespeare once wrote, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players." You got to admit the kid could write. Anyway, Johnny and I were the players, and our stage was first the radio, and then the television screen. And we had our entrances. And we had our exits.
Up, up, and away! All right!
Television allows us to visit all of you right across this great country.
And we're grateful to television and to you for allowing us into your living room. Good night.
Excuse me.
Yes?
You mind getting the hell out of our living room? We'd like to go to bed.
And of course, over the years of fun and foolishness, we played many parts. I once played the Godfather.
In every family, there can only be one person who has complete control, whose word is law, and whose orders everybody follows without question.
Don Cannelloni, for the last time, hang up your jacket.
And she's the one.
And Johnny once played the title role in our version of The Mark of Zorro.
Ha-ha! I am Zero, the champion of the underdog. I help everyone, regardless of race, color, creed, or sexual orientation. If I had my way, there'd be 2 women in the Supreme Court. That's the kind of good guy I am. They call me Zero because every time I help someone, I leave my mark, a great big 0. What does it mean? Nothing.
But of all the parts we played and all the sketches we did, this is possibly everybody's favorite. Here are some highlights of the noblest parody of them all.
Rinse the blood off my toga. This play is presented with apologies to William Shakespeare and Sir Francis Bacon, just in case.
Ah, hail! I'm Flavius Maximus, the well-known private Roman eye. My license number is IXIVLLCCDIXMV. Also comes in handy as an eye chart. If you can read it, you don't need glasses. If you can pronounce it, you're Polish. Tonight, I'd like to tell you about the Julius Caesar caper. It all began during the Ides of March, right after the Festival of Pan, the god of theatrical criticism. I was in my office. I had just wrapped up another case, Suetonius the Gladiator. He'd been fixing fights at the Colosseum. He had this crooked lion that kept taking a dive.
You Flavius Maximus, private Roman eye?
That's right. What's on your mind?
Just a minute. Are we alone?
Yeah, we're alone.
Are you sure we're alone?
I'm sure we're alone.
Are you positive we're alone?
I'm positive we're alone.
Then who's that standing beside you?
That's you.
I know, but can I be trusted?
I could see I was dealing with no ordinary man. This guy was a yo-yo. All right, buddy, what's on your mind?
Flavius Maximus, a terrible thing has happened. It's the greatest crime in the history of Rome.
Oh, give it to me straight. What's happened?
Julius Caesar has been murdered.
Julius Caesar murdered? I couldn't believe my ears. Big Julie was dead.
And so Flavius takes the case, and accompanied by Brutus, they head for the scene of the crime.
Just fill me in on this setup here. Come here. Who, are those shifty-looking characters over there?
Shifty looking, they're senators.
Well, that explains it.
They were all here when it happened.
Who's the guy with the lean and hungry look?
Well, that's Cassius.
Such dudes are dangerous. Who is the likeliest suspect?
The fella next to him.
Hey, wait a minute. That's you.
I know, but can I be trusted?
This case was beginning to take on an interesting new flavor. Bananas. Hey. Who's the broad?
The broad? That's Caesar's wife. Her name is Calpurnia.
Yeah? Well, she's a suspect. I'll talk to her. Pardon me, Mrs. Caesar?
Yes?
Flavius Maximus, private Roman eye. What do you know about this?
I told him, Julie, don't go. Julie, don't go. I told him, but no, he wouldn't listen.
Hello, Mrs. Caesar.
I pleaded with him, don't go. If I told him once, I told him 1,000 times, Julie, don't go.
Yeah, Mrs. Caesar.
But would he listen to his own wife like talking to a wall? Julie, it's the Ides of March. Beware already. Listen.
Sergeant! Would you take Mrs. Caesar home, please?
Come along, ma'am.
I told him, Julie, don't go. Don't go to the forum. A funny thing will happen.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know. This is a puzzler. Real puzzler, not a clue.
Well, cheer up, Flavius. You'll come up with the right answer. After all, Rome wasn't built in a day.
What was that?
I said Rome wasn't built in a day.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Hey, that's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's yours.
Thanks.
And so Flavius heads for Cicero's bar to pick up some information. Cicero is a bartender who not only sets up drinks, he also sets up classic jokes.
Long time no see.
What's happening, baby?
Everything's cool, man. What are you drinking?
Give me a Martinez.
You mean a martini?
If I want two, I'll ask for them.
Hello, Flavius.
Brutus, what are you doing here?
I was looking for you. Hey, who's that on the table?
That's Shuster, the bartender.
Hey, that's a funny place for him to carry a knife in his back.
He was stabbed through the portico.
Hey, that's even more painful than the rotunda.
That too, Brute.
Flavius, have you come up with any answers? Who killed Julius Caesar?
Suddenly, the pieces fell into place. I put 2 and 2 together, and I got IV. Yeah. I think I know the killer.
You do?
The clue to the whole thing is the way it was done, the modus operandi.
The what?
Don't you understand plain Latin? Modus operandi. The gimmick.
Oh, gimmick, I know.
Greek, he understands.
Well, all right, Flavius, who did it?
Obvious. The only guy who was around when all the hits took place. Brutus. Or should I say, Mr. Big.
What are you getting at?
If the sandal fits, wear it. You're the guy who put out that contract on Caesar, aren't you?
You're out of your head. I came to your office. I hired you to find the killer.
Pretty smart, but not smart enough. Now, are you coming downtown, or do I have to call a couple of centurions to lean on you?
All right, Seamus, I did it. I killed Julius Caesar.
Brutus tries to escape, but Flavius corners him at the scene of the crime, the Senate.
Get him back here! Hold it! Quiet! Will you give me that horn, please? All right.
Get lost, Fuzz.
Get smart, Brutus. We can smoke you out.
I'd like to see you try.
Give me the incense.
Incense?
Okay, one false move and I'll fill you full of bronze.
All right, you got me, Fuzz, but I'll be back.
Oh, I don't think so. This isn't a series. Centurions! Read him his rights, cuff him, and book him.
Listen to me, Flavius. I'll be back. Just remember one thing. All roads lead to Rome.
Hey, wait a minute. What was that last one?
I said all roads lead to Rome.
All roads lead to Rome. Hey, that's the best one yet.
You like it?
Yeah.
You can't have it.
Oh, get out of here.
Good work, Flavius. All Rome salutes you.
Thank you.
Hail Flavius!
Hail Flavius! Thank you, my friends. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date with an unknown admirer. You're sure your husband doesn't mind, eh?
Well, frankly, I don't care. I told him, Julie, don't go. Julie, don't go. I told him he wouldn't listen.
You know you have the right to remain silent.
This is the way we looked in 1941 during the early radio days. We started at CFRB Toronto. We had a 15-minute morning show giving household hints to housewives 3 times a week. The salary, $25, and we had to split it. 2 months later, we were on the CBC network, featured on a half-hour primetime variety show. We were in the big time. Our salary was $50, but we still had to split it. But there was a much more important show on in 1941. It was called World War II. And with military efficiency, we were assigned to the Canadian Army show, first on radio. Here's a tape of a memorable moment. We wrote and performed a sketch with America's #1 radio star.
My name is Jack Benny.
We played recruiting sergeants, and Benny was trying to get into the Army.
Yes, he's Jack Benny.
Not the great radio comedian.
That's right, not the great radio comedian.
I'm here for a definite reason. I want to join the Canadian Army.
Well, who sent you, Hitler?
Fine, I traveled thousands of miles all the way up to Toronto, and I have to bump into Abbott and Costello.
From radio, the Army show turned into a full-blown Broadway-like musical. And we toured all the cities and Army bases across the country. We used such typical jokes as, Army life is very strict. Lights out at 9 o'clock, women out at 10 o'clock. And then it was overseas. And I said, look at the crowd waving goodbye. Listen to them cheer. And Johnny said, why shouldn't they cheer? They're not going. But our orders were to play for our men wherever they were, and we did. And as Johnny observed much later, we were the only soldiers in World War II fired at deliberately by both sides. Well, after 4 years, we were back to civilian life and back on active duty with the CBC. And then, a miracle. Television. First a 7-inch screen, then 10, up to 20. Today it not only covers a wall, it covers an entire world. Here's the way we looked in 1955 in glorious black and white.
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah?
Here we are in front of the cameras again.
Yes, sir.
You think it'd be all right if I said hello to my Uncle Henry?
Okay.
Hi, Uncle Henry. How you doing, Uncle Henry? How's everything going, Uncle? See you later, Uncle.
Why'd you say hello that way?
He's very tall.
Take a good look at us. You may never see us on television again.
Johnny had created a zany character in high school called Professor Vanguarder. And so whenever we needed some laughs, we called upon the good professor.
Well, Professor, now every artist has his own favorite medium.
Indeed.
I mean, some people like crayon or pen and ink sketching. How about you? What do you prefer?
Pablo always said to me.
Yes.
Pablo said you've got to be versatile.
Yes.
And that's what I am. I do portraits and pastels.
Yes.
I do still lifes and watercolors.
Yeah.
I do portraits in charcoal.
Well, what do you do best in oil?
Beg your pardon?
I said, what do you do best in oil?
I fry potatoes.
Oh.
Would you like one? I love vinegar on potatoes.
No, Professor. I'm talking about paint.
No, I never put paint on potatoes. It makes them taste lousy.
Really?
That's why they grow sunny side.
Oh, really? Professor, you don't understand. I'm talking about oil paint.
On potatoes? Where do you eat? In the CBC cafeteria?
No. You browsing around?
Quickly,
I
certainly.
suppose this is a film rewind machine.
There's a clever remark. I suppose this is a film rewind. Did you hear that, Canada?
Well, I just made...
A film rewind? What does it look like, a barrel
No, it
organ?
doesn't look like a barrel organ.
I never heard such ridiculous remarks by a person. A man is talking and it's this sort of thing. Now, over here, I have an interesting thing. The professor does the jokes.
Professor Vane, please, Professor.
What is this hammering on my door?
I just want to talk to you. I'm from the CBC.
You're not from the CBC.
I am.
You're not?
I am.
How about that? I give him a chance to deny it, and he doesn't take it.
Professor, come on, Professor Vanguarder.
Will you stop hammering on my door, if you mind?
Professor, I just want to talk to you about your work as a stockbroker.
Well, step into my office.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, just a minute. I'll get the milk.
The milk?
Do-do-do-do.
Wait a minute, you keep your milk in that door?
That's right, yes, and I talk out of this door.
What about that door?
I don't have a joke for that door.
Oh, I see.
In 1958, one of America's television legends came into our lives. That contract lasted for 12 years and 67 record-breaking appearances. Thanks to Ed Sullivan, we became so popular with Americans that even some Canadians started to watch us. Here's the way Ed Sullivan introduced us for the very first time.
Toronto Star ran this cover picture of Wayne and Shuster. They're Canadian comics with a night start on our show on the first leg of a 52-week contract on alternate weeks. I signed them for a year, the first time I'd ever done that with any act in the 10 years we've been on the air, because I felt that they had something different that American audiences would enjoy, and I felt that if Canadian audiences enjoyed them, American audience would too, because the two countries like about the same things in humor. They like particularly this type of literacy because...
That was May 4th, 1958, and that was the Julius Caesar sketch. Here's another one of Ed's favorites, and incidentally, one of ours. Two friends meet at the airport. One is booked first class, the other, unfortunately, is traveling economy.
speaking. Welcome aboard Flight 702 of Snobbish Airlines. We'll be taking off very shortly, and we hope you have a very pleasant flight. After we are airborne, a magnificent 8-course gourmet dinner with vintage champagne will be served to the first-class passengers. And for those in the economy section, a 1-course dinner of beans will be available at reasonable prices. Ready to take off, no smoking, and fasten your seatbelts, please. Attention, economy passengers, you may now leave the plane. Attention, first-class passengers. Fasten your seatbelts. We'll be landing in 8 minutes.
People have always asked us, where do we get our ideas? Well, we found many of them right here in our own backyard, television. TV opened up a treasure chest of sight gags, props, and sometimes even a pie was thrown. Shut up! And sometimes pants were dropped. Some people will do anything for a laugh. TV allowed us to go anywhere. We traveled all the way back to the 11th century BC, to Homer's Iliad, and the story of the best little war horse in Troy.
I've got the horse right here.
Magnificent, absolutely magnificent.
Well, what do you think, Menelaus?
You know something? This is the greatest weapon in the history of warfare.
Ban the horse! Ban the horse!
Ban the horse?
Who are they? Some crazy new cult believes in just one God.
Only one God?
They're this far away from being atheists.
There were so many targets on the new medium. For instance, there were always commercials.
I wonder why some men smell so dumb. I mean, they use one scent on their faces, another on their body, another on their hair, another... Oh, well, you know what I mean. That's dumb to me. I think a man should use one really neat scent all over his body. And for my taste, that scent is Scottish leather. Then he smells of one clean, honest scent all over. And can that be bad? So I give Scottish leather to all the men I really care about. That way, all my men wear Scottish leather, or they wear nothing at all.
Hey, you gonna talk? Or you gonna shoot pool?
What happened?
Oh, what happened? You just ate some bread with royal margarine.
Ah, I feel like a king. And now that I am a king...
Yes, Your Majesty?
Get this junk out of here and bring me some butter.
Good evening. Meet Ricardo Mandelbaum, movie star and car salesman.
This is my new car, the Carioca. It has brakes I would kill for. It has steering I would sell my grandmother for. And it has an engine I could marry and treat as my own wife. The new Carioca, a wonderful car. I'm glad I own one.
Okay, Mr. Mandelbaum, I fixed your brakes, your steering, and the engine. That'll be $4,872. I'm glad he owns one, too.
Hey, Charlie, this is our first night in New York, eh?
Yeah, the Big Apple.
And it's gonna be our night to howl.
Oh, you better believe it.
Yes, sir. Our wives are back home. We're loaded with money, so bring on the booze and bring on the broad.
I love New York. I love New
York. We spoofed the mini-series with the story of the love of two men for one woman, which led inevitably to the field of honor and the duel. Both Johnny and I were sports fans, and we did sketches on everything from hockey to ping pong. We also created a brand new low-budget game for golfers. You don't have to leave town.
From fabulous downtown Toronto, it's the first annual City Golf Tournament. And here is your commentator, Howard Softsell.
Good afternoon, sport fans, and welcome to the first annual City Golf Classic, a truly supreme test of golfing skill. The scene of this year's match, downtown Toronto, a challenging 18-hole course of concrete, asphalt, heavy traffic, and hostile pedestrians. Now let's meet the finalists in today's match play.
From Apalachicola, Florida, Gary Spieler. And from Mimico, Ontario, Zarlie Kermit Jr.
And now the match is ready to get underway, so let's go out to the first tee at the corner of Bay and King.
Hole number 1, which is straight down King Street, is a 385-yard par 4. Teeing off first is Gary Spieler. It's a beautiful shot right down the middle. All right, here's Zarlie. He's using an iron for backspin. He wants that ball to stop fast. It did. He hit a cup. Well, it certainly is a beautiful golfing day here in downtown Toronto.
Coming up, the golf shot that was heard around the world.
Gary Spieler misses his putt and takes a bogey 4. While Zarlie sinks his for his par.
After missing that 2-footer, Spieler comes back with 2 dazzling birdies to go one up. The next 15 holes were halved in pars. And so we come to the 18th, the finishing hole, where the match will be decided.
Hello, Henry Shorthurst here at the fabulous 18th hole. Truly one of the world's finest finishing holes. A very, very narrow fairway down Queen Street with Eaton's on one side and Simpson's on the other side. Then, if you get past that, there's this water hazard directly in front of you.
Spieler is teeing off. Nobody can afford to make a mistake at this point. Let's watch. Fantastic! A towering drive right down Queen Street and comes to rest just 2 feet from the pin. He has a tap in for an eagle. Here's Zarlie. The only way he can win is with a hole-in-one, which is impossible.
4!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a hole-in-one. Zarlie Kermit Jr. has won the first City Golf Classic. And with what has become a typical Kermit gesture, he'll throw his ball to the fans watching out of the windows at City Hall. Look out!
In the early 60s, the top-rated shows on the U.S. networks were the Westerns. And naturally, with Canada's Lorne Greene as Pa Cartwright, we had fun with Bonanza.
Where are the cartwheels? I'm Pa.
I'm Abner.
I'm Mule. No! I'm sorry.
Johnny and I created a new kind of Western hero. He didn't carry a gun, just a notebook and a pencil. He was Sigmund Earp, frontier psychiatrist, the man who brought mental health to the West. In this scene, he faces the most wanted outlaw in the West, Snake Larson.
All right. You can talk to my gun.
That's not a gun.
It ain't?
It's a symbol.
A symbol?
A symbol of your inability to cope with reality. Give me that symbol. Now the other symbol. And that little symbol in your boot, I think. That's
a symbol?
Yes. You're a good man, Snake, and I can help you.
You can?
All you have to do is talk it out.
Yes.
Here, lie down on the bar here. Yes, like that.
Like this?
Good, good. Now, let's talk.
All right.
First of all, when did you first discover you hated your horse?
I
don't hate my horse.
Well, does your horse hate you?
Well, why should my horse hate me?
Well, you sit on him, you make him live in a smelly stable, you make him eat straw and oats, no protein at all. Don't you think it natural for the beast to harbor some resentment?
I never thought about that.
You got a rejected horse, and they're the worst kind. Did you have a happy childhood?
Well, I guess so. Why?
Well, if you came from a broken ranch, it could mean trouble. Anything unusual happened to you as a tiny tot?
Well, yeah, when I was 8 years old, my home ran away from me.
You mean you ran away from home?
No, we lived in a covered wagon and I fell out.
That's very common, you know.
Oh, you mean you've heard that before?
Every week on Hee Haw. Snake-color, I think I know your problem.
You do?
Yes, and I can help you. Here, you know, the reason you shoot everybody is you have a hallucination that they hate you. But if you act friendly to them, they're gonna act friendly to you.
If I like them, they're gonna like me?
Dr. Joyce Brothers couldn't put it better.
Doctor, how can I ever thank you?
You can pay me. I don't like to feel rejected either.
And of course, today's television is inundated by a new madness called music videos, the world of Michael Jackson and Madonna. Well, Johnny and I had our own video stars, but they were from a gentler era, the 30s and the big band sound. Here's the Wayne and Shuster All-Yenta Orchestra.
And now here's smiling Johnny Wayne to ask the musical question, Marie.
Oh, Marie, it's true. Just break for me. Girl, in my dreams, I want you. I need you. Have a little faith in me. Tra-la-la-la-la. Here I go flying again. Take me, darling, take me. On a night like this, no betting in the mark. Oh, the way I like it, darling. I'm yours. Smoking in a cake roast beef. For body and soul, I'm contented. Living in a great big way.
On this wall, the faces of some talented guests who appeared with us in the early days of TV. Many of them were just kids starting out. Within a few years, they were stars. Anne Murray, Gordon Lightfoot, Robert Goulet, Jeanette Renaud, Burton Cummings, Oscar Peterson. We had other distinguished guests. They came from the world of music, arts, and science. Beethoven, Toulouse-Lautrec, Oscar Wilde, and we were honored by royalty, Queen Victoria and King Clancy. We had a talented dancer who appeared once and stayed for almost 10 years, the always innovative Don Gillies. And Johnny and I challenged him to a soft shoe pas de trois.
Here I go, 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 go,
Over the years, we received a lot of letters containing suggestions about our show. Some of them complimentary. Another compliment. However, one fan asked the question, did Ed Sullivan actually say really big shoe? Here's the answer.
You know, I'm really delighted to introduce in their first Canadian spectacular of the season my two favorite comedians. And just between the two of us, I know that this is going to be a really big show.
Excuse me, Ed.
Hello, John.
Hi. Isn't it a really big shoe?
Yeah,
you know, it's going to be a really big shoe.
Well, Frank, who in the world talks like that? It's a show. Oh. Show. Now, you fellas both have had dramatic training here at the university and in England.
Yeah, that's true, yes.
Show.
Show.
Of course. So here, ladies and gentlemen, Wayne and Shuster.
But so many people have asked us over the years, what's funny? What makes people laugh? Well, there are many things. For instance, Johnny and I always thought the Tower of Pisa was funny. One man who didn't was the Duke of Pisa, who confronted the architect who built it.
What's a that?
What's a what?
What's a what? What's a that? That's a what.
Hey, that's my tower. She's beautiful, isn't she?
You like it?
I like it.
Don't you think it's a little strange?
In what way?
She seems to be leaning to one side.
No, of course not. She's straight up and down.
Straight up and down?
Yeah, like this.
Straight up and down like this.
Hey, you got it.
I got it. You got it. Luci Sensi, that's what you got.
Hey, don't you take my word for it. Ask my brother.
Your brother?
Hey, Giuseppe.
Yeah, Dino.
How does that tower look to you?
She's straight up and down.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want a second opinion.
All right, I'll ask my cousins.
Oh, boy.
Hey, Pietro, Luciano, Giovanni. Hey, boys, so what do you think?
She's a straight up and down. You know what I think?
What?
I think you got insanity in your family.
Who?
Everybody. You know what you've done? You've loused up the Renaissance!
From Pisa, it's a comparatively short trip to Paris, the setting of one of our favorite sketches. Here's a slice of the Brown Pumpernickel.
This is France in the year 1794, and the reign of terror is at its height.
The next aristocrat condemned to die. The richest woman in France, the Duchess de la Beaujolais!
Citizen Duvel! She's escaped! She's escaped!
Who's escaped?
The Duchess de la Beaujolais! She's disappeared!
What are you babbling about?
The death cell, it was empty!
Empty? That's impossible!
All I found was this!
You clumsy, incompetent fool! I'm sorry, Citizen Maldetet. Sorry? I just can't believe the Brown Pumpernickel is back.
Well, he's back, all right, and it's starting all over again. Aristocrats escaping by the dozens. Do you know what happened this morning? 2 aristocrats escaped from the Bastille, and in their place, I found 2 Brown Pumpernickels. Yesterday, 12 aristocrats were to be delivered to the guillotine. What was delivered? A dozen pumpernickels.
You could open an investigation.
I could open a bakery.
And so Maldetet and his superior Robespierre traveled to England to set a trap for the Brown Pumpernickel.
They seek him here, they seek him there. Those Frenchies seek him everywhere. Always up to a crazy shtickle, that dim, delusive pumpernickel.
It's hard to believe that foppish idiot is the Brown Pumpernickel.
Don't let his appearance fool you. He's smarter than he looks.
He'd have to be.
Well, tell me, gentlemen, I understand you're having some sort of trouble in La Belle France. Some kind of political upheaval. What's it called?
The French Revolution.
Yes, good name for it. Yes, gets the point right across. No shilly-shallying. So much smarter than calling it the War of 1812. Or the Riel Rebellion. And is that audacious Englishman still giving you trouble? What's his name? The Crimson Crumpet? The Yellow Bagel? The Purple Pizza?
The Brown Pumpernickel.
That's it, yes. I knew it was some sort of ethnic delicacy.
The last laugh will be ours, monsieur. The Brown Pumpernickel will be in our hands tonight.
But the elusive Pumpernickel gets away, and the chase is on.
You! Follow that sedan chair!
once again he's captured and brought back to France for the execution.
What do you think of our guillotine?
Looks like a rather splendid way of curing ring around the collar.
You go on with the execution!
Goodbye, Pumpernickel.
I say, who was that masked man?
Oh, shut up! All right, Hugo, raise the blade. Oh, no, he's gone!
Wow!
A brown pumpernickel, and just to rub it in, sliced.
But the pumpernickel once again escapes, and the denouement takes place in the bowels of the Bastille.
So, Maldetet, you blew it again.
I don't understand. I deliberately lured him down here.
You idiot! I hope we're not too late. Check all the cells. There are 3 prisoners in that cell.
Yes, sir.
There were 3 prisoners in that cell. And there are 8 prisoners in this cell.
8 prisoners.
Da, 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 da.
The orchestra's on a break.
I gotcha!
I'm terribly sorry, old man. I thought it was Friday.
He's gone again.
Never mind about him. Let's check the big cell.
The big cell?
The one with the 2,000 prisoners.
The 2,000 prisoners?
It's over there.
I'm afraid to look.
Open it up.
But you remember what happened last time?
Open it up.
Yes, citizen. I don't understand. They're gone. There should have been 2,000 pumpernickels there.
Maybe the guards have them outside.
Yeah.
Come.
Once again, bread has triumphed. As they say in La Belle France, le pain is mightier than the sword.
When you get to be my age, which of course I haven't reached yet, a strange malady sets in. It's called nostalgia. And Johnny and I shared the same nostalgia for classic films, particularly 2 Academy Award winners. One was The Bridge on the River Kwai.
The new prisoners come. What? So soon? It's impossible. It's over 300 miles through jungle. Listen.
And our second favorite was the Orson Welles cult classic, his title, Citizen Kane. Our title, Citizen Wayne. The story of the richest man in the world.
This is the largest house I've ever seen.
You rang, sir?
Yes, I've come to see Mr. Wayne. I'm Jedediah Shuster.
Certainly, sir. He's in the library. The chauffeur will take you there.
You have a Rolls in the living room?
I'm afraid the Mercedes can't make the stairs. I'd like to make a long-distance call to the living room. Area code 564. Hello, living room? Guest coming through.
Now, this is one of my smaller rooms. I use it for an intimate dinner party.
Oh, it's fantastic.
How do you like the echo?
Oh, marvelous.
I imported it from Switzerland. This is my priceless collection of art.
Just incredible.
I have a masterpiece by every famous painter who ever lived. Raphael, Botticelli, Da Vinci, Canaletto, Rembrandt, Modigliani, Cézanne.
Where's your Picasso?
Down the hall, first door to your right.
I mean the painting.
So do I. The John's over there. I don't use dumb jokes. I'm too rich.
Oh, of course not.
Yes, now, of course, the material around here, you notice, is of the best. The marble's from Carrara. The teak is from Ceylon.
Where did you get this fabulous carpeting?
Houston. That's AstroTurf. Would you like to see the ground?
Oh, love to, yes.
Now, there is my private lake with my private boat. Incredible. Now, that is my private airstrip.
Staggers the imagination.
And there is my personal zoo, the rarest species in the world.
Oh, too fantastic. Winthrop, where did you get all this?
I have a friend in the CBC Film Library.
Johnny and I played an old game. What if television had always been with us since the beginnings of time? For example, here's the top-rated game show of the 14th century from Verona, Italy.
And now it's time for Family Feud. Introducing the Montague family. Benvolio, Mercutio, Lisa, and Romeo. Ready for action? Yes! And now, the Capulet family. Giorgio, Lucio, Tybalt, and Juliet. Are you ready for action? On your mark, get set. Let's start the Family Feud.
Here's something interesting. Here's a tape of the world's first weatherman, Noah.
Hello, folks. Have I got a weather report for you? Would you believe 40 days and 40 nights of precipitation? I'm talking rain. Rain in Jerusalem. Rain in Damascus. Rain in Babylonia. It's going to make a mess out of Mesopotamia. And it's going to make muck and mire out of Nineveh and Tyre. And now, let's take a look at our satellite map. How's that for humidity?
This is a cassette from the time of the Crusades, the Robin Hood roast. The roastee, Prince John.
This has been quite an evening. I shall remember it for at least 10 minutes. Friar Tuck, you've been called one of the funniest men in England, and up close, you are. And as for you, Robin Hood, I'd like to say that you've been a wonderful roast master. You're a welcome change from the type of MC who wears you out with big laughs. And as for the rest of you here, I have a big surprise. This whole roast is a trap.
A trap?
I should have known. Do you think that I would submit to being humiliated by my inferiors? Only an idiot would do that.
Well, there's your answer.
You've made your last joke, Robin Hood. You hang tonight.
Just one moment, Prince John.
What do you want, fatso?
To a Friar Zuckman fatso. Scared?
I repeat, Prince John, you will not hang this loyal Englishman.
You dare tell me what to do? I'll have you boiled in oil.
Oh, you can't boil him.
He's a friar.
Enough! Seize them!
Wait! Wait! I am no friar, you miserable traitor!
No friar? Then who are you?
I am none other than your brother, the rightful King of England, Richard the Lion-Hearted!
King Richard!
Top that, Stratford.
After our 12 years with Ed Sullivan, we were interviewed on NBC's Today Show by a young, charming Barbara Walters.
Born and raised here in Toronto.
And we died many times here, too.
You know, people always say it's a great place to visit, and I wouldn't want to live there when they come to New York.
Yeah.
But,
And they're quite right about it.
well, tell us what it's like to live here. Because obviously you've never wanted to leave.
That's right. Well, this happens to be a funny kind of a city. I think it's the greatest city in the world, but the charm about this city is that it doesn't come on too strong.
You're the only guy that does Shakespeare that I enjoy, and when we come back, he's got to do it. Come back, he's got to do it.
She wanted to talk about Toronto and Canada. Joe Garagiola, then and once again co-host of the Today Show, he wanted to talk about the Shakespearean baseball game. Well, we'll do better than talk about it. We're going to show it. Here are some highlights of a sketch we consider our personal best. The Shakespearean baseball game, a comedy of errors, hits and runs.
Bosworth Field, a baseball stadium near Stratford.
Hail Bernardo.
I give you greeting, Antonio. Thou hast the starting lineups?
Aye. The batting orders duly signed by managers both.
'Tis well. What o'clock is't?
'Tis at the stroke of 2.
Hark! The players come. To our appointed places shall we go. You at first and I behind the plate. This game depends on how you make your call. Farewell, until you hear me cry, play ball!
My excellent good friends, may fortune smile upon our enterprise this day. As manager of this most valiant club, I swear by all that's holy in our game, I shall not rest until the pennant over Stratford fly.
Hey! Most noble manager.
Who calls?
'Tis I, Richard.
Speak, O faithful Richard.
I pray you tell us, how does the starting lineup go?
'Tis as it was before with Harry, Joe, and Pete out in the field. Rusty, sire, thou the shortstop spot shall play, and you three guarding your accustomed bags, Sam the first, Bill the second, and Richard the third. And as for you, most noble Sandy, sire, hie thee to the bullpen so that if our pitcher from his box is knocked, you shall go upon the mound and take his place.
I go.
For this relief, much thanks.
Most noble manager, a word.
Speak, O faithful Rusty.
Where is the captain of our team? The mighty Rocky, the man whom all the sports reporters call the noblest catcher of them all.
Alas, the mighty Rocky sits in yon locker room and mopes, and well he might, for in these last 10 games he has not hit the ball. Not even once. Yes, hitless has he gone, and 20 times has been called out on strikes. But soft, he comes. To think he led the league in RBIs, and now he reads the record book and cries.
Oh, what a rogue and bush league slob am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, should gaze upon the record book and find that he has 10 games hitless gone? Oh, cursed fate, that I who led the league should now bat 208.
A hit, my kingdom for a hit. Once more to hear the welcome crack of bat upon the ball, and then to run from first
to second, and then to third, and then to dig for home, to slide, slide, slide! Aye, there's the rub. There's a divinity that shapes her ends.
Play ball!
The game begins! Lend me your ears. The game begins and we must win.
And win we shall. All hail Stratford!
All hail Stratford!
A manager's blessing upon you all. And for your captain, noble Rocky, give me your hand.
'Tis gladly given.
Play well, valiant captain. Now remember, today's game is being televised.
Televised?
And the TV shall record each passing play.
TV or not TV, that is not the question. We shall play with might and main.
How goes the game? Not well. 'Tis the bottom of the ninth with one away, and they do lead us by a score of 1-0. Who's next to bat?
'Tis I, Macduff. Ready am I to do thy bidding, sire.
Then take thou thy bat and hie thee to the plate.
I go.
How goes it, cousin?
Our chances dim with every pitch. 'Tis one away. Macduff is at the plate.
Lay on, Macduff, and watch out for that breaking stuff.
A hit! A hit! A very palpable hit! Foul ball? He called that foul? A plague upon him, that ball was fair.
Fair it was indeed. You, Shida! That ball was fair.
That ball was foul.
So fair a foul I have not seen. Cursed knave with heart as black as coat you wear upon your back. Get thee a pair of glasses. Get thee to an optometrist. Would the gods had made thee more poetical.
Now is the summer of our discontent. 'Tis 2 away. Just one more chance do we have to win the game. Who's next?
'Tis I.
'Tis you?
Marry 'tis.
Then go, my friend, with aid divine, and hit that Pepsi-Cola sign.
See how the valiant Rocky stands at the plate like a mighty colossus, the bat resting gently on his shoulder.
But soft, here is the wind-up, here is the pitch. Oh, no, I cannot look. The sight doth sear my eyes.
The ball did strike his head. The pitcher beaned him.
He comes this way. I cannot look. Oh, what a noble mind is here o'erthrown.
Alas, poor de Rocher, I knew him. A man of infinite lip. Hail to thee, sweet nymph. I would have bought thee violets, but they wither.
Oh, horrors, not only hitless, but witless.
2 out, stand spot. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that hits and bunts is weary out upon the field and then is heard no more. 'Tis a tale told by an umpire, full of sound and fury, signifying 1-0.
Now cracks a noble head. Good night, sweet catcher. Flights of shortstops sing thee to thy rest. Let 4 bonus players bear Rocky like a soldier to the dugouts. No more will Stratford see him play ball. I'm trading the bum to Montreal.
Exeunt with a flourish of bat boys.
In the early 80s, our show was syndicated and sold internationally. And so today, with a little bad luck, you can run into us in almost any part of the world. You can hear us speak in Italian and Spanish. In a moment, you'll hear us speak in French and German. And if you like, later on, we'll send out for Chinese. You just imagine that.
Venez donc nous chercher, bande de lâches, sale flic pourri!
D'accord, on arrive.
T'as entendu, Francis? Ils vont bientôt entrer.
Ouais, bien.
Dans ce cas, je vais me changer.
Ich muss sagen, ich glaube, die heutige Show ist eine von unseren besten.
Ja, meinst du wirklich?
Hab ich dich jemals belogen?
Gewöhnlich tust du's.
Also, was fragst du mich dann?
Nichtsdestotrotz.
But of course, our greatest audiences have always been right here at home. And therefore, as Canadian citizens, we like to poke fun at some of our hallowed institutions. In 1975, TV cameras were introduced into the House of Commons. Now, that seemed like a good idea for a sketch. So we had Canada send some MPs to hire a Hollywood producer to add production values.
Now, do you have any suggestions on how to improve things?
Do I have suggestions? Follow me, my friends, and I will give you a demonstration of how I think the parliamentary telecasts should look.
And here is our parliamentary telecast, Hollywood style.
Hello.
Howdy do.
Bonjour et comment allez-vous?
Bonjour et comment allez-vous?
I'm the Speaker of the House.
He's the Speaker of the House.
And it's time to introduce to you Question Time. Question Time. Everybody loves Question Time. There ain't no reason and there ain't no rhyme in Question Time.
Mr. Speaker,
Chair recognizes the honorable member from Peel Potato.
I direct this question to every member of the government. In a recent survey of my party, we all agreed that this government is a do-nothing government. You have confronted every problem that has faced this nation with ignorance and apathy.
Ignorance and apathy?
What do you say to that?
We don't know and we don't care.
Question time. Question time. Everybody loves question time. There ain't no reason and there ain't no rhyme in Q-U-E-S-T-I-O-N. Question time.
Well, how did you like that, gentlemen?
I have never seen such a disgraceful exhibition.
Exactly.
Why, you have made a mockery of our most hallowed institution, and we'll have nothing to do with this travesty of participatory democracy.
Exactly.
Well, the sponsor's going to be very upset about this.
Sponsor? Did you say sponsor?
Yes.
Sir, how dare you? You expect the members of Parliament to perform in a sponsored broadcast with commercials?
Well, it wasn't going to be for free. There'll be all sorts of payments for residuals, repeat performances, foreign sales, syndication. It could run into quite a bit of money, gentlemen.
Sir, we only have one thing to say to you.
Yes. Hit it! Question time. Everybody loves question time. Question time.
Hey, you're all going to have to join ACTRA. Are you a Canadian?
Of course I am.
Canadian?
Sure.
Canadian?
So far, mon ami.
And Johnny and I constantly chided Canadian songwriters to forget about songs about San Francisco, Chicago, or New York, and compose something for us.
And no one ever wrote a single note about Toronto. No one ever played a serenade to Montreal. Have
Have you ever heard a melody about Victoria, BC? About Three Rivers, or St. John, or Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
And to help out, we created a couple of future Canadian hits. City of magic, city of fire, unbridled passion and flaming desire. The Garden of Eden, you're greater than that. City of gladness, city of madness, Medicine Hat.
Your eyes told me you'd be true to me when I met you in Chicoutimi. And your lips said I love you to me with every kiss you blew to me in Chicoutimi. I would still be in Chicoutimi. But your husband, he got through to me. And he told me what he'd do to me in language that was blue to me. Four-letter words quite new to me. So before he could say boo to me, you lent your old skidoo to me and a buck or two to me. Then you bid a fond adieu to me, and I flew, 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 flew. I really blew Chicoutimi.
No one ever sings romantic things about port credit, or why the sunny sky of PEI is always blue. Can't someone write a song to us, a song that can belong to us, that says, oh Canada, we love you.
Well, there you have it, 50 years of what we called innocent merriment. Can you believe it, 50 years? A half a century, all with the CBC. Well, nobody said this job was going to be steady. But how do you thank all the people over the years who helped make this show work? Names like Paul Kligman, Carol Robinson, Bunny Cowan. And there's so many more in front and behind the cameras. So please watch the credits. And a special thanks to the people who worked on tonight's show. You know, it may look like fun down here, but up there in the control room, there's no fooling around. They know that comedy is a serious business. So up there in the booth, take a bow. Well, maybe it isn't serious. But whatever it is, Johnny and I shared a lifetime of laughs, and we hope that you shared some of them too. Johnny thanks you. I thank you. Good night.
We hope that you'll be a booster for Wayne and Shuster once a month when we drop in to call. And now the time is fleeting, and so until our very next meeting, good night all.
Well, I see by the clock on the wall that it's time to bid you one and all goodbye.
Goodbye.
So long.
So long.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Adieu.
Adieu.
Be good.
Stay well.
Bye-bye.
Keep warm.
Relax.
At ease.
Take care.
Stay loose.
Adieu, mon vieux.
À la prochaine.
Goodbye till when we meet again.
Tom Harvey speaking. The Wayne and Shuster Years is a CBC presentation.